Good afternoon. My name is Genieve Garay, and I am an elementary teacher at Don ISD. I've spent 6 years of education there. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity that you have given us to speak before your committee today. I'm also going to share a story having to do with my students, and I'm reflecting on my second year of teaching, which also happened to be the second year that tax was in place. We began the school year with a large percentage of the class reading below grade level in 3rd grade. So we worked intensely that year providing meaningful reading experiences, small group instruction, student mentoring with lower grade teachers, student interns, volunteer high school students. As the year progressed, the students were making gains, and they did express a love for reading, others for math, or for other content areas, but any mention of the tax seemed to turn them off to school. For example, when benchmarking with tax release tests to give them an idea of what the test would look like. Students expressed anxiety as they leafed through the pages, asking frequently to go to the restroom, biting their fingernails, some even crying. Some mostly rushed to finish their test to get through because they felt overwhelmed. Those who did not rush painfully read through the passages and questions. The exhaustion on their faces, though, was clear. It was evident. They took breaks to wash their faces, to simply stay awake, and some fell asleep holding their pencils. A sixth of the school year is spent on the district 6 weeks test in order to prepare them for the tax test. Not included the designated tax test days and other required state assessments. After the initial benchmark, we could see the difference in their self-esteem. Though we continued offering the students meaningful and engaging learning experiences, they would bring up the tax themselves and comment along the lines of, "Miss, if I do well on this work, do I still have to pass the tax?" We were sure to recognize and celebrate any accomplishments the students made in order to increase their self-esteem and motivation. A week before the test, we noticed the students acting especially antsy. There were more class interruptions, including fighting. Our team knew the reason for their behavior was the upcoming test and their anxiety. We spoke with our homerooms addressing the grade level's behavior problems. We also used this opportunity to give them a reflection prompt where we asked them to write about whatever it was they were currently feeling or experiencing. We asked them to be as honest as they wished because the papers would be anonymous and would only be read if they were marked at the top of the page. As we sat together to read our homeroom's papers, we noticed all the pages were marked. Clearly, they all wanted to be heard. As we read through the papers, the messages were repetitive and redundant. Said reading, "I don't want to take the tax because I'm not smart enough to pass. I'm mad because people tell me I'm dumb. I can't pass the tax because it's too hard. I've been in 3rd grade 2 years and I still can't pass the test. My sister's a smart one. She will pass it and I won't again. I'm going to be in 3rd grade again, so I don't care. My parents will hit me if I don't pass this year." Only a handful of student responses were positive. Among them were, "I like school. I know I'm going to pass all my classes because I'm smart. When I pass the 4th grade, my parents are getting me a new bike." It was difficult to get through most of the papers without our hearts breaking. We ourselves had been experiencing the stresses of accountability. The experience helped us see that the students were under the same amount of pressure, if not more. 9-year-old children stressing over a test was distressing. The following 3 years that I taught in 3rd and 4th grade, I continued the same activity and continued getting similar responses. The students loved reading, writing, math, etc. However, their reactions to the tax test showed that it lowered their self-esteem. Though through these students' responses, I realized that an alternative to the accountability is a must. Using a collection of authentic work produces in classes a measure of promotion, reducing the number of test-taking days, and reducing the high stakes of the tax test itself will help dramatically in increasing the amount of time teachers can spend on authentic work. This, in turn, will help increase the student self-esteem, motivation, and learning. Thank you again for your time, and as you plan to reform your accountability system, I ask you to take and keep these students' testimonies in mind. Thank you.